What if the very things you turn to for comfort are quietly accelerating your body's decline? Not the obvious dangers, not junk food or smoking, but the normal, everyday comforts you trust, the ones that feel harmless, even deserved. Today, we're uncovering 3 of the most common comforts in modern life that are silently damaging your metabolism, your brain, and your long-term health, and more importantly, how to reverse their effects using simple, science-backed strategies. Let's begin. Your body heals in discomfort, not in constant comfort. Modern habits like snacking, sitting, and temperature control suppress natural repair systems like autophagy and metabolic flexibility. Constant feeding blocks your body's ability to repair itself. Frequent eating keeps insulin high, increasing the risk of insulin resistance, fat gain, and accelerated aging. Movement is not exercise, it's a biological necessity. Even if you work out daily, prolonged sitting shuts down fat-burning enzymes, weakens circulation, and harms long-term health. Your body was not designed for comfort. It was designed for survival. For thousands of years, every system inside you evolved under pressure: hunger, cold, movement, uncertainty. And in that environment, the human body became incredibly powerful. It learned how to repair itself, how to adapt, how to grow stronger after stress. But today, that pressure is gone. And what replaced it feels harmless. Comfortable rooms, constant food, effortless living, a life engineered to avoid discomfort at all costs. But here's the truth that most people never realize. The absence of discomfort is not safety. It's slow biological decline, because deep inside your cells, there are ancient systems that only activate when your body is challenged. And when those systems stay turned off for too long, damage begins to accumulate silently. One of the most powerful of these systems is something called autophagy. It's your body's internal cleaning process, a built-in mechanism where damaged cells are broken down, recycled, and replaced with stronger, healthier ones. It's how your body fights aging at the cellular level. But here's the catch. Autophagy does not activate when you're comfortable. It activates when your body senses stress, especially the stress of not eating. When you go hours without food, your body shifts. Insulin levels drop. Energy stores begin to be used. And suddenly, your cells switch into repair mode. But in modern life, that switch rarely happens, because from the moment you wake up, you eat. Breakfast, snacks, tea with sugar, lunch, more snacks, dinner, and sometimes even late-night bites. Your body never enters that critical state of repair. And over time, damaged proteins, weak mitochondria, and dysfunctional cells begin to pile up. This is not just theory. Studies have linked reduced autophagy to aging, neurodegenerative diseases, and metabolic disorders. In simple terms, when you remove discomfort, you remove your body's ability to clean itself. But food is only one part of the story. Temperature is another. Right now, you're likely sitting in a perfectly controlled environment. Not too hot, not too cold, just comfortable. But your body doesn't thrive in perfect conditions. It adapts in challenging ones. When exposed to cold, your body activates brown fat, a special type of fat that burns energy to produce heat. This process increases calorie burning, improves insulin sensitivity, and even supports weight regulation. Cold exposure also triggers the release of norepinephrine, a hormone that sharpens focus, boosts mood, and enhances alertness. But if you're always warm, this system stays dormant. And the same is true for heat. When your body is exposed to higher temperatures, your heart rate increases, blood vessels expand. Circulation improves. It mimics the effects of moderate exercise. Regular heat exposure has been linked to improved cardiovascular health and even reduced risk of mortality. But again, these benefits only occur when your body is pushed slightly outside its comfort zone, not into danger, but into adaptation, because adaptation is where strength is built. Now think about movement. The human body is not built for stillness. It's built for constant motion, walking, lifting, bending, reaching, small movements repeated throughout the day. But modern life has replaced all of that with sitting. Hours at a desk, hours on a couch, minimal movement, and while it feels restful, your biology tells a different story. Within minutes of sitting, electrical activity in your muscles drops, calorie burning slows, blood flow becomes less efficient, an enzyme responsible for breaking down fat in your bloodstream, lipoprotein lipase, drops dramatically. This leads to higher fat storage, increased risk of heart disease, and long-term metabolic damage. Even more concerning, prolonged sitting reduces oxygen flow to the brain. This affects concentration, memory, and mood. You may feel relaxed, but internally, your body is shutting down processes that keep you alive and sharp. And here's the most alarming part. Even if you exercise for 1 hour a day, it does not fully reverse the damage of sitting for the remaining hours. Because your body doesn't just need bursts of activity, it needs continuous engagement, small, frequent movements that signal to your biology, stay active, stay ready, stay alive. When those signals disappear, your systems begin to weaken. So, what does all of this mean? It means that the life designed to make you feel comfortable is quietly removing the very signals your body needs to stay healthy. No hunger, no temperature variation, no movement, no reason for your body to activate its most powerful survival mechanisms. And when those mechanisms stay off, aging accelerates, energy declines, disease risk increases, not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, quietly, over years, until one day the damage becomes visible. But here's the empowering truth. Your body hasn't lost its ability to heal. It's just waiting for the right signals. And those signals are surprisingly simple. A little hunger, skipping constant snacking and allowing your body time to reset. A little cold, letting your body feel the environment instead of shielding it from every discomfort. A little movement, standing, walking, stretching, reminding your body that it's meant to be in motion. These are not extreme actions. They are small, intentional choices that reconnect you with how your body was designed to function. Because health is not built by adding more comfort. It's built by reintroducing just enough challenge. Not to harm you, but to awaken you, to turn back on the systems that protect you, repair you, and keep you strong. So the next time you reach for comfort without thinking, pause for a moment. Ask yourself a simple question. Is this making my life easier, or is it making my body weaker? Because the most dangerous habits don't feel dangerous. They feel normal. And the most powerful changes don't feel extreme. They feel slightly uncomfortable. But that discomfort, that's where your body comes back to life. Every time you eat, something invisible happens inside your body. A signal is sent. A hormone rises. A switch flips. And that switch determines whether your body burns energy or stores it. That hormone is insulin. It is one of the most powerful forces in your biology. Its role is simple. When you eat, insulin rises to move glucose out of your bloodstream and into your cells. It protects you from dangerously high blood sugar. But in the modern world, this system is being pushed beyond its limits because you're not just eating when you're hungry anymore. You're eating constantly. Breakfast becomes a habit, not a need. Snacks fill every gap in your day. Sugary drinks blur the line between eating and drinking. Late-night bites extend your feeding window deep into the night. And every single time you consume calories, especially refined carbohydrates, insulin rises again, again, and again, and again, until your body never truly rests. At first, nothing feels wrong. But beneath the surface, your cells are adapting in a dangerous way. They begin to resist. It's a protective mechanism. Your cells, overwhelmed by the constant flood of glucose and insulin, start to ignore the signal. They stop opening their doors. This is called insulin resistance. And it changes everything. Because now your body needs to produce even more insulin to get the same job done. Blood sugar begins to stay elevated longer. Fat storage increases. Energy crashes become more frequent. You feel hungry, even when you've just eaten. Tired, even after a full night's sleep, and slowly, your metabolism begins to break. This isn't just about weight gain. Insulin resistance is the foundation of some of the most serious diseases in the modern world. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver disease, and even certain forms of cancer. In fact, studies have shown that chronically high insulin levels can accelerate aging at the cellular level because insulin doesn't just regulate sugar, it also controls growth. When insulin is constantly elevated, your body stays in a state of growth mode, building, storing, expanding. But growth without balance leads to damage. Cells divide more frequently, mistakes happen, inflammation increases, and over time, this creates the perfect environment for disease to develop. But here's the part most people never hear. It's not just what you eat, it's how often you eat. Even healthy foods, when consumed constantly, can keep insulin elevated because your body doesn't only respond to sugar, it responds to frequency. Every bite is a signal, and when those signals never stop, neither does insulin. This is why traditional eating patterns looked so different. For most of human history, food was not available every few hours. There were natural gaps between meals. Periods of mild hunger were normal. And during those periods, something remarkable happened. Insulin levels dropped. Your body shifted from storing energy to burning it. Fat stores were accessed. Energy became stable. And most importantly, repair processes were activated. Your metabolism became flexible, able to switch between fuel sources efficiently. But today, that flexibility is disappearing because constant feeding locks your body into one mode, storage. And the longer you stay in that mode, the harder it becomes to escape it. This is why so many people feel stuck. They try to eat less, but they feel hungrier. They try to lose weight, but their energy crashes. because the system controlling everything, insulin, is out of balance. And until that balance is restored, nothing truly changes. But the solution is not extreme dieting. It's not starvation. It's not cutting out entire food groups overnight. The solution is something far more powerful. It's giving your body time without food, time for insulin to fall, time for your cells to reset their sensitivity, time for your metabolism to remember how to function properly. Even a simple overnight fast, 12 to 14 hours, can begin to lower insulin levels and improve metabolic health. And as that window expands slightly, your body begins to relearn a forgotten skill, burning its own stored energy. This is where real change begins, because when insulin drops, fat burning rises, energy stabilizes, cravings decrease, and your body starts working with you instead of against you. But what you eat still matters. Highly processed foods, refined sugars, and liquid calories spike insulin rapidly and keep it elevated longer, while whole foods, rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats, create a slower, more controlled response. They nourish your body without overwhelming it. They support balance instead of chaos. So the goal is not just to eat less often. It's to eat in a way that respects your biology. Meals that satisfy, meals that stabilize, meals that allow space between them. Because every time you choose to delay a snack, every time you allow a gap between meals, you're sending a powerful message to your body. Lower insulin, restore sensitivity, activate repair. This is not a trend. It's not a diet. It's a return to how your body was designed to function. And the results go far beyond weight: improved energy, sharper focus, reduced inflammation, lower disease risk. All from one simple shift, breaking the cycle of constant feeding. So the next time you feel the urge to eat, pause. Ask yourself, am I truly hungry or just conditioned? Because real hunger builds health, but constant feeding slowly breaks it down. And the difference between the two could determine the future of your body. You wake up, and before your body fully comes alive, you sit. You sit to check your phone. You sit to eat. You sit to work. Hours pass, almost unnoticed, as your body remains still, quiet, inactive. It feels normal. It feels harmless. But inside your body, something very different is happening. Within minutes of sitting, your biology begins to change. Electrical activity in your largest muscle groups, your legs, your glutes, your core, starts to shut down. These are the muscles designed to keep you upright, to move you through the world. And when they go silent, your metabolism follows. One of the first systems to take a hit is fat metabolism. An enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, critical for breaking down fats in your bloodstream, drops dramatically when you sit for extended periods. Studies have shown that this decline can happen in less than an hour. And when that enzyme drops, fat doesn't get processed efficiently. It lingers in your blood. It gets stored more easily. Your risk for high triglycerides increases. Your good HDL cholesterol decreases. And slowly, silently, your cardiovascular system begins to suffer. But the damage doesn't stop at fat. Blood flow itself begins to slow. When your muscles are inactive, they stop assisting circulation. Blood pools in your lower body. Oxygen delivery becomes less efficient. Your heart has to work harder to move blood through a system that was designed for motion, not stillness. And your brain feels it. Reduced blood flow means reduced oxygen. Reduced oxygen means reduced performance. Focus slips. Mental clarity fades. Fatigue creeps in. Even if you haven't done anything physically demanding, you feel tired from doing nothing. And then there's glucose. After you eat, your blood sugar rises. Normally, movement helps shuttle that glucose into your muscles, where it can be used for energy. But when you're sitting, that pathway is weakened. Glucose stays elevated longer. Insulin has to work harder. Over time, this contributes to insulin resistance, the same dangerous condition linked to type 2 diabetes and metabolic disease. And here's the part that shocks most people. You cannot exercise your way out of prolonged sitting. Research has shown that even individuals who meet daily exercise recommendations, 30 to 60 minutes of activity, still face increased health risks if they spend the rest of their day sitting. Because your body doesn't just need a burst of movement, it needs constant signals, frequent reminders that it is alive, active, and engaged. Without those signals, systems begin to downregulate. Your posture weakens. Your spine compresses. Your hips tighten. Your shoulders round forward. Over time, this leads to chronic pain, reduced mobility, and a body that feels older than it actually is. But perhaps the most dangerous part of sitting is how invisible its effects are. You don't feel your metabolism slowing. You don't notice your enzymes dropping. You don't sense your circulation weakening in real time. It happens quietly, day after day, year after year, until one day, the consequences show up as disease, heart problems, weight gain, fatigue, loss of strength, decline in mental sharpness. And by then, the habit is deeply ingrained. But here's the truth that changes everything. Your body is incredibly responsive. It doesn't need extreme workouts to function properly. It needs movement, consistently, small movements, frequent movements, intentional interruptions to stillness. Because even standing up for a few minutes can reactivate muscle activity. Even a short walk can improve blood flow and glucose control. Even light stretching can signal your body to stay engaged. These are not minor actions. They are powerful biological triggers. Studies have shown that breaking up sitting time every 30 to 45 minutes can significantly improve blood sugar levels, circulation, and metabolic health, even without intense exercise. It's not about intensity. It's about frequency. It's about refusing to let your body stay inactive for too long. Because movement is not something you do once a day. It's something your body expects all day. And when you give it that, everything changes. Energy becomes more stable. Focus sharpens. Your body feels lighter, more responsive, more alive. Not because you trained harder, but because you respected your biology. So what does this look like in real life? It means standing while taking a phone call, walking for a few minutes after meals, stretching between tasks, choosing stairs over elevators, turning moments of stillness into opportunities for motion. It means redefining movement, not as exercise, but as a constant state of being. Because the human body is not built for chairs. It's built for motion. And every moment you choose to move, no matter how small, you are reversing the damage. You are reactivating systems that have been asleep. You are reminding your body what it was designed to do. So the next time you find yourself sitting for hours, pause, feel your body, recognize the stillness, and then break it. Stand up, take a step, move. Because in that simple act, you're not just changing your posture, you're changing your biology. And that change, repeated daily, can determine how long and how well you live.